Okay, well, I'm probably more excited about this than I reasonably should be, but I think it's quite cool. So the weather has turned, and I basically do diagnostics, go and help garages over the phone, and on WhatsApp and things through Hevra, sort of Hevra support team, and then work on a few cars in my own time, and really struggled with the weather. I'm kind of quite exposed. There's a kind of a line of cars, although that one's fixed. That's got a motor fault, and I've got the ZE50 I'm working on, and the weather kind of basically just stopped play, and I couldn't really do anything, which is very frustrating. And the way I work is, I might have like a couple of hours here or there, and if you're spending all the time getting the cover off, getting your tools out, you're spending half the time sort of getting things out and packing up again, and it's very frustrating. So I have invested in a pop-up garage. So what's it like? I'm actually quite impressed with it so far. It's kind of designed really to go on grass. So it comes with kind of these ground screws, but obviously I'm on gravel. So I've put the ground screws, a couple of them in the ditch, and then tied them down. And then I've got sort of big blocks there. But in general, it's really chunky, thick plastic. The construction is really interesting. So this is I think it's 6.1 by 3.7 meters, something like that. So basically big enough to get the car in. The car's sticking out a little bit because we built this round the car, so the car's not in the perfect place. But if we go in, we can see that there's plenty of room at the front for the engine crane, so we can take stacks out of Zoe's. I've got a bench there, but I need to get some more storage, but there's space to kind of have maybe a bit like a storage unit over there, something like that. Yeah, and be able to work in here. So I've got some extension leads, I've got power, I've got some lights, and it's fantastic so far. The weather was quite poor before I set it up, so the ground was really damp, and so it was quite condensated in here. So that's why the door's kind of half open, and I've left that open for a couple of days, just to enable it to dry out in here, because when the sun comes up and it warms up in here, it just gets really steamy in here. And I suspect that will happen ongoing, because I'm on gravel. It's just going to be a little bit damp, and it's actually starting to rain, which is quite satisfying because we're inside. Yeah, so it is going to be a little bit damp in here, and that's partly because it is a thick plastic. It's not breathable, and Clark do say if you're keeping a car in here, if you've got like a classic car and you've got nowhere to put it or whatever, use one of these car covers. That just keeps the condensation off. But I kind of wanted to think about what I could do about that, so I've got an old ground sheet I've put over the roof, old camping sheet, and that reduced the condensation a lot. So in the evening, when it sort of cools down, it was quite damp with condensation on the ceiling. That really helped, so I got another one. So the roof is now sort of fully covered with a couple of sheets, which helps a lot. And I've had that door kind of just held open, so you can roll that right up, obviously to get cars in and out. So I've had that half up, but that's obviously not an ideal solution long term, because probably most of the cats from around the way will be sleeping in here or whatever. So I have installed an extractor fan, because I was thinking about what can help with this. So basically, I've got a old computer fan, old 10 centimeter computer fan, some ducting from a tumble dryer, put it at the top because obviously steamy heat air rises. I've got a power supply from an old cordless phone that doesn't work anymore, which is 7.5 volts, and that's a 12-volt fan, and there's a little resistor sort of thing in there, so that if you didn't want your computer to be as noisy, you got these little resistor things, and that is on, and it is silent, and there's a decent flow actually, and I'll probably leave that running constantly and just see how it goes once I'll get the door shut in the next day or so. But yeah, so there's a little bit of constant airflow to try and stop the damp really, so we'll see how that goes. But that probably uses about 2 watts, I reckon, so it's negligible. I could take out the resistor thing and put it on a timer and just run it in the morning, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is really good, to be fair. There's good space here, so you can see the cars there. So the car normally would be slightly further forward and it would be in the middle, but because this was built around the car, see, the car's not in the ideal place. But I can, there's room to work both sides. Car's about 1.8 wide, so I've got about 1 metre. The walls do come in slightly, so about 1 metre each side, so you can work around the car quite a bit of space at the front, which is what you want. I've just started bringing things in, haven't got my proper toolbox in, but I'm used to kind of putting all my tools in a crate and just moving them around because the toolbox is in the garage. So yeah, so I'll actually be able to get using my toolbox, which would be nice. And I need some storage. Like an old sideboard I think would be perfect. Just take the doors off because they're not too deep, and it just basically shelves. I guess with the doors you can shut them and then it keeps things dry, I suppose. But either way, something like an old sideboard. That desk was a 10 quid Facebook purchase from someone nearby, but that's that's all you need really. Wooden is perfect because if you're doing anything like high voltage batteries, battery modules, obviously there's no conduction there, so you don't want a metal workbench. But yeah, so this is my pop-up garage that I've invested in, and it's quite cool really. With this car I'd left on the sort of scuttle panel because I'm always worried about rain kind of getting in, and it can either basically go down the side, down that slot, and then there's like a kind of funnel and into the arch liner and just drain away behind the arch liner, or if it doesn't go that way, it basically ends up in the footwells and the high voltage battery isolators in the driver's footwell. And obviously moisture in the car is a nightmare anyway, so I'm always really worried about moisture. But now it's dry, so it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, so I've been a little bit slow on that ZE50 just because partly because of time, but also because of weather, and then I've obviously taken time to set this up. So in terms of the construction of this, so it's got these kind of chunky poles. They're not quite scaffold poles, but if you've got like a big trampoline, it's those kind of poles. That's sort of probably about 45 mil sort of thing, nice and chunky. I have to say, this pop-up garage weighed just over 70 kilos in the box. Me and the delivery guy lifted it out, and it was blooming heavy. So you can kind of see that it's not going to get blown over in a stiff breeze. And it is a little bit exposed, this end, because there's a gap between my sort of old falling down garage and my house. So this end does really get the wind whipping against it. So yeah, so that's why and that's why I needed something chunky. You know, gazebo is going to get blown away in like 5 minutes and obviously not be dry. So yeah, it's really nice and chunky. It's an interesting construction. So where's it easy to show? So you get these down poles, and then these cross ones slip into like folds in the fabric, and then they've got these bolted on things. So it didn't, the odd thing is it didn't come with any pegs for the intermediate places, although pegs would be no good to me. It just came with the ground screws for the corners, but I think they're presuming that you're going to put it somewhere fairly sort of not exposed, you know, so that you're not going to need too much. But yeah, I was a bit worried, so I've got these like sandbag things off Amazon. They're about 20 quid for 8, and it's got 4 intermediate poles on each side. Yeah, and they are really heavy. They've got probably sort of like half a bucket of sand in each, and then they're sort of velcroed on. So that is, I mean, this thing is now really heavy, which is good, obviously going to help it. What I may do is I may cross brace these corners, because this is kind of, these two panels are the exposed section between my falling down garage, which is just about another metre-ish that way, 1.5 metres, and the side of the house, which is about there. So this end will get the wind whipping down there. So yeah, I might brace that a little bit more. But yeah, that being said, I'm basically now set up in here. One thing that I thought was quite cool, obviously got lights in here, because you've got to have lights. So I'm going to get some brighter lights, because you need really bright lights. You think it's bright, and then you go to work closely, especially like, you know, under the arch or something, and you think, I can't see what I'm doing. So you sort of have to wear a head torch, or, you know, yeah, brighter lights will help. And then I was getting really carried away, and I thought, oh, what I need is overhead power. So I've got the battery on charge. I will be taking that off shortly, but yeah, if the car's on life support, not tripping over the cable is like an absolute luxury. So yeah, I'm quite happy really with the pop-up garage. So I was going to say I use my own money, but it was kindly paid for by the credit card at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it should pay for itself. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, just having dry workspace, because I don't have a proper garage. It is just an old single-story sort of yeah, concrete panel roof falling down garage. Yeah, that's sort of what I've got at the moment. So this is now my workshop. So I'm quite excited really. I've got space, I can keep going. So I did a little bit on the ZE50 over the weekend, because I just had, you know, an hour. And normally it wouldn't be worth getting the tools out, you know. So yeah, it's fantastic, really good. I'm just getting set up in here. It's a little bit of a mess because I've sort of dumped tools in, and I am finding that I sort of over the weekend I thought, right, I'm just going to leave everything where it is. You know, I've got some tools out. I didn't have my cheap desk at that point, so I just kind of like left the tools there. And then this morning they're a little bit condensated. So yeah, really they need to put in on the desk or in the toolbox on some kind of sideboard when I get something. But yeah, that's quite cool really. If you've sort of got a project car or you've not got a proper garage, you want a bit more space. I mean, I think if you got one of these and just put a classic car in it and left it in it, it'd be a crying shame really, because these make a fantastic workshop, really good space. Gravel's not ideal, but this is what I've got, so we just got to sort of go with it. But yeah, I hope that's interesting. Any specific questions? One thing I should say is the construction of how it's put together is really interesting. So it's easier to see over here. So you put the ends on first, and the ends wrap around the poles, and then they have this band. So you do front and back, and it wraps round, and then this band is sort of ratchet strapped to the frame, which curves round on the corners. So it's really strong, and you can tighten it, and that clamps the whole frame together. And then you kind of do the same with the side. So the side piece, which goes all the way over the top, the same happens. So you go outside, so you can see this has got similar, so it laps over the top, so the front and back lap inside, and then the sort of top, the main cover, wraps around the sides, around the top, and then similarly it's got this strap, so it is really tight, nice and watertight, overlaps really nicely, and then inside, where I've put my extra sheet just to help the condensation, this was just a sort of 15 quid sheet, that then I've loosened it and I've pushed it over the top and then ratcheted it back up, so that is clamping that on. So yeah, fantastic. So I'm gonna within the next day or so just shut this door and then see how the fan deals with the condensation and whether I need to sort of take out the resistor thing, maybe put it on a timer or just boost it a little bit or whatever. But I mean, it's like 2 watts, 3 watts, so that can just run all the time. Yeah, a couple of brighter bulbs, but yeah, basically now I can crack on. So there will be more updates on the ZE50 shortly, because I've got workshop space. All right, so apologies, this is a bit untidy, but I've just put my stuff in here. I'll get sorted, and yeah, catch you all later.